hold me back.
What's up guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video guys, I'll be going through 5 main tips for beginners who've recently started the gym, and these are the tips guys that I've basically made from my own personal experience going to the gym, and I believe that if you incorporate these tips that you will go a very long way in maximizing your gains at the gym. So without further ado, the 5 main tips that I've got for you guys here are mentality, setting a clear goal, sleep and recovery, exposure to fitness, and maintenance. So let's go through the first tip guys, mentality. So the gist of this tip guys is being disciplined at the gym. So what I mean by this is there's a lot of the times where you've had a long day of work, you're tired, something's happened in your personal life, and you might want to put off going to the gym guys, but you have to have the long-term goal in sight guys, and you need to be disciplined to be able to stick to a schedule and go to the gym no matter what. Obviously there are some circumstances where you will have to take a rest day, but for the most part guys, you can't be lazy about this. You need to get to the gym and get some work done. So if I had to count the amount of times that I didn't want to go to the gym but I still went and put in the work, it really does make a big difference in the long run in terms of making your physique and giving you the body that you want. So it's very important guys, you need to stay disciplined and go to the gym no matter what. So the second thing underneath discipline guys is having a go mentality and being fired up for your gym sessions. So a lot of the people at the gym guys are literally just going through the process of or just doing their sets, they're doing their reps, they're very laissez-faire about this, but in order to actually maximize your gains, you need to have a more intense attitude towards your workouts. There is a difference between someone who's done 10 reps and did it complacently and someone who's done 10 reps that are intense and has made the most out of it. So it's very important to be fired up before your sessions. And tips to getting fired up before your session guys, there are various things you can do for this. So you could have a good playlist that you listen to. I have a gym playlist that bangs, that when I get to the gym I get in the zone and I can just smash my workout with no distractions. Another thing that helps with this guys is having a good gym partner. So a gym partner can be very good for motivating you. If you find someone around the similar strength level as you or development level as you at the gym, it really goes a long way as you can push each other, and it just makes the workout a lot more enjoyable. You can make it a little bit more competitive as well. So another way you can also have a more fired up session and being in the right mental state is visualizing your session. I sometimes do this when I've got a big PB that I know I'm going to be attempting. I normally go through the workout in my head, go through the exercises, trying to visualize what that's going to feel like when I get on the bar, what the movement is going to feel like if it's a squat, how I'm going to initiate the squat, how I'm going to brace. All of these things guys, it goes a long way, because once you've gone through it in your head and you're actually at the gym, it's almost like practice. You've prepared it already, and then once you start doing the movement, it's a lot easier. Underneath mentality guys as well is having a good form. You need to have the discipline of not breaking your form. There is no ego lifting at the gym. You need to get past those doors. You need to leave your ego there. This is going to be very important as well for your long-term maintenance and not getting injured. So you need to be able to have good form at all times. If the weight is getting heavy, drop the weight and then walk to build from there, because you're not going to be making any gains from being at home and being injured guys. But yeah, that's it for mentality guys. The next goal is having clear goals and setting specific goals. So within this guys so clear goals, there's an acronym, I don't know if any of you have heard of this, but it's SMART. So it stands for specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time bound. So your goals need to be specific guys. So for example, if my goal is to lose 5 kilograms in a month, that's a very specific goal. I've said 5 kilograms, that's the amount I'm losing. It needs to be also measurable. So 5 kilograms, I can measure that on a weighing scale. It needs to be achievable. So 5 kilograms in a month or two is something that can be achieved if you work for it. So, but some people like to make their goals either just too over the top, like let's say losing 20 kilograms in a month, or 15 kilograms. That's a little bit more hard to achieve. So we need to try and make it as realistic as possible, as then once we do achieve it, we're going to be giving ourselves that positive reinforcement, and we're more likely to keep chasing after our future goals. So the other one is it needs to have a time bound. So you need to have a time frame that you need to achieve that goal. So for example, losing 5 kilograms in a month or 2 months, or gaining this amount of weight in a year. So it's very important to keep the goals smart, guys. So specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and having a time bound towards that goal. Having a clear goal, guys, allows you to have a direction when you're at the gym. There's nothing worse than getting to the gym and not having a clear plan or a clear routine, or not knowing what you're doing. It's very important to have goals, as it allows you to know what you're aiming at, so that when you do get to the gym, you can get after it. You know what the end point that you're looking for is going to be, and you can just go and just smash it out and get after your goals, guys. Also, guys, having a smart goals allows you to achieve them, and then once you do achieve it, it gives you that self-gratification, which gives you motivation and allows you to chase even further. So like we said, motivation is not always there, like I said in the first tip, which is discipline. However, by doing this, you will get a very good source of motivation, as once you've achieved the goal, you do feel that good feeling, like that good feeling of when you've done something and you've achieved something that you said you're going to achieve, and it allows you to carry on and keep smashing your goals, guys. So within having a smart goal and having a clear goal, guys, also is specific workouts. So you need to write down exactly and know exactly what you're doing before you even get to the gym, so that when you are at the gym, you're not just wandering like a headless chicken, not really knowing what you're doing. You could actually just be direct. You know exactly what you're doing. You want to have all your mental space in your head, just focusing on the gym, and eliminate all your decision making in terms of trying to figure out what to do, and all of this stuff, guys. So it's very important. Having a smart goal is very important. So the third tip, guys, is sleep and recovery. This is a very, very important tip. Arguably, probably one of the most important tips on here, even though they are all very important. Having sleep and recovery is important, because if you don't recover, then you're not going to be making that many gains, because you're not going to have as much energy in your sessions to be lifting as much weight that you could. Recovery is very important, as let's say I've just had a very heavy deadlift session and I didn't sleep that much, I didn't recover, I didn't do all my stretching and all of this, and then the next day I tried to have a heavy squat session. My central nervous system, which is my brain and my spinal cord, will be very fatigued from my previous session, and I wouldn't be able to get the most out of that session. And you can imagine how this could be a very bad spiral, as if I try to do that again for my next session. That's 3 sessions in a row, guys. I'm just going to be getting fatigued, and this is really bad, as it increases your risk for injury tremendously. This is how most people get injured, to be honest, by not getting enough rest and then trying to do too much at the gym. So it's very important, guys. I'd probably say try and get 7 to 8 hours of sleep a night. I've got a very good podcast on how to optimize your sleep from Andrew Huberman. He did a podcast, I think about an hour or 2 hour long podcast, where he gives really, really good tips on how you can optimize your sleep. This is something that's very neglected in the fitness industry, I feel like, and people don't really think about it, but it is a place where you can be gaining a lot of gains and getting a lot out of your gym sessions, guys. So sleep and recovery is very important. So the tip number 4, guys, is exposure to fitness. So what I mean by this is having the right amount of friends that are into the gym. Maybe not have every single friend that you talk to be someone who goes to the gym all the time, but having that few friends that you can speak to about the gym and talk to about your goals. It just makes it a lot easier, as you can all inspire each other, and it just makes the process a lot more fluid and easier. Within this as well is following pages that that do promote fitness and are going to inspire you as well. So it's very important to have that exposure to fitness, as it just gets you motivated, and it just makes you keep that maintenance of keeping your motivation over time, and it is very good for longevity as well. Within this as well is going to a good gym where the community is sound, and everyone motivates each other, and everyone has a very good vibe. It makes a massive difference in your enjoyment of the gym, and in the long term it will be something that will play a big factor, guys. All right, so the last and final tip, guys, is maintenance. So what I mean by this is mobility and stability work. And what I mean by this is doing your stretches, guys. So a lot of people stretch, but they don't actually know why stretching is important. So obviously stretching is very important because it reduces risk of injuries, but this isn't the only reason why stretching is important. So stretching is important not just because it reduces risk of injury, but because the main role of it is to increase the range of motion at the joint. So for example, every joint has a particular range of motion. For example, your biceps, this is the range of motion that your bicep has. And if you can increase that range of motion over time, this translates to strength. And why wouldn't you want to be stronger, guys? Like, for example, I'll give you another example, guys. A lot of people with squatting, they have poor ankle mobility because they might not be doing their stretches for their ankles and their calves. And if you have poor ankle mobility, you won't be able to get as deep in the squat, and you won't be as stable, and you're going to be leaving a lot of pounds or kilograms in the bar. Over time, range of motion will translate to strength. It decreases injury, all of this stuff. Also, stability work is very important, guys, as it allows you to just be stronger, to have stronger intrinsic muscles, all those smaller muscles that you can't really see and no one really talks about. Keeping those stable can go a very, very long way in allowing you to be injury free, as those are oftentimes just stabilizing muscles that, if they're not working properly, you will either get injured, or it can be the difference between making a lift or not making a lift. So it's very, very important to do these, guys. At the moment, I'm actually doing a knee rehab program because I've got knee instability, and I think if I had kept on top of my mobility and stability work, I wouldn't have had to do this. But I'm learning now, and it's a lot better now. So, but yeah, those are the 5 main tips, guys. So just to go over them again, they are mentality. So staying disciplined, guys, having that go mentality of wanting to go to the gym and smashing your session. Having a clear goal, guys. Make sure your goals are specific and you know exactly what you're doing when you get to the gym, so that you can keep going and you get that positive gratification over time. And then we've got sleep and recovery, guys. Make sure you're recovering and you're not fatigued during a session, as this is going to be how you're going to be optimizing your gains in the long run. And then we've got exposure to fitness. Make sure you're in the right social circles, you're talking to the right people, so you can keep inspired and motivate each other. And then the last one is maintenance, guys. Make sure you're doing your mobility, do your stretches, do all your stability work. These are the foundation of your gym career, as you could say, or your gym progress over time. So make sure you're doing this, guys. It is very vital and it's very important. But yeah, that's the end of the video, guys. If you guys enjoyed the video, leave a like down below and comment, and I'll be sure to reply to the comments, guys. So for all of you beginners, please also comment down any obstacles that you're having at the moment, and I'll be sure to try and do a video on these, guys. But yeah, that's the end of the video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and till the next one. Peace.